Kroger.com Before the Hedges, brought to you guys by Kroger. This is 5-star hedges tonight, guys. If you guys don't know, one of the things they always try to do is there are a ton of quality young men that have been committed to Georgia. And we want to make sure you guys do not forget the guys that are already committed to the G. We've written about Lawson Lucky lately, Pierce Sperling III lately. I know a lot of people focus on, hey, what's coming down the track? What's Georgia getting next? Who's the next to commit? But let me tell you, what they already have committed is pretty stinking good. And I couldn't think of a better example of that than the currently highest rated commitment in the class. That would be A.J. Harris out of Central Phoenix High School in Phoenix City, Alabama. A.J., how you doing tonight, man?
Good. How about yourself?
Good, man. Good. Well, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. We've been talking about a lot of before our show and our pre-show, but you guys know the rules. If you have a question, I'm gonna chop it up and do maybe like 5-7 minutes. Usually ends up being about 7 minutes with AJ. And you guys got a question after that? Let's hit it. Let's go with it. Make sure you drop those in the comments if you'd like. Getting a chance to interact live with the highest ranking commitment in the Georgia 2023 class right now. Share it, like it, tell a friend. Because let me tell you what, guys, no pressure here for AJ at all, but you guys remember some of our best interviews on Before the Hedges. I'm talking about Christian Percy Miller. I'm talking about Jalen Walker. I'm talking about Jared Wilson. You guys know all the good ones. This guy, I believe, will go right up into the top 5 we've ever done. Just an excellent interview to start with. And, AJ, I guess I got to start. You were talking to me this week about how much you just love this Georgia class. What makes you say that?
Well, what's so special about this class is that for me, I've actually known most of these guys before we had offers. Pierce, Sperling, Lawson Lucky, for just to name 2. But just the way we bonded, we have a group chat and we're active in a group chat constantly. So when you just talk about like already having a connection before you're on campus, that's something special. Everybody in the class is active in a group chat. And I just believe the connection that we've built in the short time has been amazing. And I believe once we get on campus, it'll be amazing. Well, definitely one of the best classes to come through Georgia.
AJ, when you think about, it's so funny because you went the full circle. You went from 7th grade, 8th grade All-Star, and I'm sure Michael's got some pictures of you shaking hands with Kirby at midfield and probably thought, it'd be a dream to be at Georgia one day. And then you grow up and you're a big bad boy recruit, and all of a sudden you're like, there's Georgia, there's Clemson, there's Ohio State, there's Alabama, there's Florida. And then it was like there was a time when I thought that guy's going to be a dog. And then there was a time where I thought, guy's probably not going to work out. That guy's not going to be a dog. When you were finally a dog, when did you know? And what was that feeling like?
It's crazy because a lot of people don't actually know how much Fran actually played a role in me becoming a dog. For me, I would say about 2 weeks after Coach Fran got the job, I'm like, okay, I want to be a dog. Because when just the connection that we've built, like me and Coach Fran talked every day once he got the job, and that's no exaggeration. He reached out to me every day to make sure that I was a priority. And it wasn't just the casual talk. He actually got to know me past football. And that's something that I appreciate a lot because I'm more than just a football player. I'm a man first. So just the fact that he cared for me past football and he just showed me the vision he had for me past football, the community service hours to helping the youth, all that really played a big role into me choosing the University of Georgia. So once he got the job, it played a huge role because I already had a relationship with Coach Kirby Smart, and Kirby Smart will always be in the DB room. But just to have another figure like that in the room that just cares so deeply about all his guys and just wants nothing but the best for them and has a vision for us, that really meant a lot to me. Like I knew I was a dog about 1 or 2 weeks into Coach Fran recruiting me.
Was that basically because he was so persistent?
I wouldn't say it was because it was persistent. I would say more so because it was real. It was authentic. It was never forced. People could be so consistent, but it's just not. It's not truly them. He's always him, like himself around everyone, and that's what I appreciated. It was nothing ever forced. So I would say more so it being authentic and genuine over just being consistent.
AJ, got any immediate plans? Are you going to be a young man that's going to be in Athens every Saturday you can? Are you going to be at the Georgia Oregon game in the Benz? What does AJ, the working man's commitment, going to look like this fall?
Every home game I could attend, every home game I will be there, because thankfully Georgia's nothing but 2 hours away from me. So every home game I will be there. Trying to find out if I'll be attending the Oregon game, but that's the plan. So just being able to be there every Saturday and just interact with different recruits, just anything to help this class become a better class so we could go win another natty. And then just, getting to just see Coach Fran and the coaching staff and the game atmosphere. I just can't wait for it. I'm ready.
Let's just jump into a fun question right now. Georgia, Florida, big topic right now. Everybody's got an opinion. You as a recruit who eventually play in that game at least 3 times, do you want to see that in Jacksonville? Do you want to see it in Atlanta? Do you want to see it in Athens? Do you want to see it in Gainesville? Do you want to see it rotate? What do you want to see as a guy that'll be invested with your blood, sweat, and tears in that game?
I personally would like for it to be rotated from Gainesville to Athens. Because me personally, Athens is an amazing atmosphere to play in. I went to the Kentucky game last year, and for Kentucky, that crowd showed up and showed out. I would love to play in Athens, and then just being able to hit the road and go beat Florida on the road. That just sounds so good to me at their spot. So me personally, I would love for it to be able to swap every year between Gainesville and Athens.
Wow. There you go. Hey, it's about these guys and these players. That's what everybody wants to see. AJ, what about, I don't know, let me give you a magic 5-star wand right now. And you can wave that wand over anybody's name and you can make them a part of the Georgia 2023 recruiting class. I'll give you two shots at it. Which guys are you waving that magic wand over and you're turning them into a dog on December 15th or December 16th, whenever you guys sign?
That's tough because there's so much talent in this class, so many relationships that I've built with people that are undecided.
How about three? Don't be too
three. That's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah.
The first one, everybody knows, Samuel attending IMG. That's the first one. I want Samuel. The second one will be Tomarrion Parker, just decommitted from Penn State. My brother currently playing at Central with me. Just a guy that has a motor, a great person. I want Tomarrion Parker. And for the last one, this might step on some toes, but I want Caleb Downs to flip.
Whoa.
Caleb Downs. I love Caleb Downs. But all jokes aside, just all the guys that I named are just great guys. Just guys that love ball, but most importantly, we are men first. Just great men.
What would Tomarrion bring? Do you think he's a 5 technique? Do you think he's an edge? What do you think he is at the next level in the SEC?
To me, Tomarrion, just from playing with him, is an edge. He just has he has a motor that I haven't seen. Tomarrion doesn't get tired. He runs to the ball all the time, and he just has a different mentality than a lot of other guys. When you just talk about pushing yourself to discomfort, so everything else is easy to the game, I see that in Tomarrion, and that's why I love being on the team with him, because we push each other to different limits when it comes to conditioning. When we're in the weight room, I actually lift with Tomarrion Parker. When it just comes to the whole aspect, the whole nine of just being an all-around great ball player, that's him. And then when you step off the field, he's just such a charismatic person. He'll make your day better. He'll make you smile. He's just a great guy.
So things got really interesting with him and you when you heard he was decommitting, right? That was interesting. Did you go hard into paint, or were you just like, man, it would be cool. It would be cool to play with you, but I'm not gonna. Or were you like, let's
Like
go?
my recruiting approach is more so of like, I don't want to pressure you or just make you feel like this is what our relationship is based off of. But Tomarrion knows that we have had a lot of long conversations about him being the dog. We want Tomarrion. I didn't pressure him. He's a pretty he's more so like an alpha individual. Like he does his own thing. So like he always has his own thought process, and we actually just he tells me what his thought process is. I tell him what mine is, my point of view, his point of view, and we have great conversations.
AJ, I think you've always been a young man that can obviously talk the talk, but you obviously put even more of a greater emphasis on walking the walk. What I mean by that is, I think I heard a story about, maybe it was from Samuel, but like how you kind of went out of your way to go see him. Can you tell me what that was like and kind of recreate that moment for you? I mean, like he was in Athens and you're like, I got to get up there. Why was that so important to you?
That was so important to me because for me, recruiting is like it's something that you have to be able to look someone in their eyes and just actually get to meet them, get to meet them. So I had talked to Coach Fran, I talked to Kirby, and I talked to Coach Scott, and they all told me, they was like, Samuel's up here. I was like, oh, and for real. So basically, what happened was I talked to my parents, and I took that trip up to Athens, and I had to meet him face to face. And we sat down and we ate together, and we just talked about the whole recruiting process, not pressuring him, just showing him that it's love for him in Athens, and it's a lot bigger than the football aspect. Just showing him that you'll have a friend on and off the field. You'll have a brother that'll fight with you on the field, but it'll be your brother off the field as well. So just showing him that he's truly wanted in Athens.
What would he bring? I mean, you're big and Pierce is really big, and even Lawson, most of you guys are really big on show me the man, show me the person first, and then we'll see if all that player stuff fits. For you, what kind of fit do you think Mr. Mpemba would be at Georgia?
I think he would be a great fit when you just talk about a physical player, a very strong. He's already filled out very well before he's even touched the college campus. Uh, just physical, has a motor when you turn on the tape, and just a knack for the ball. And that's all. That's everything that we need in the Georgia defense. A high caliber defense, and I would believe that he'll fit in well. He'll fit in well.
Talking about Samuel Mpemba there with AJ Harris, currently the highest rated commitment in the Georgia class. Now, Sam, who's from Ghana, originally his family roots are from Ghana, he joins the Georgia class, then he would move up to maybe the highest rated commitment in the class. And I don't know, AJ, have you seen his tape? I think what's really interesting, and last year at IMG, I saw him play a lot of wide receiver, play a lot of tight end. And now he's dedicated himself to being an outside backer. I think he's a good trim fit looking 250-ish pounds right now. And man, that says something when you take a guy that was a tight end or a receiver at IMG and on the field as a junior at IMG, and now he's going to go hawk down quarterbacks for somebody in college football as an outside backer. Different kind of skill set for that young man as an athlete.
Truly an athlete. So that when you just talk about, like you said, already 250, just look like he filled out, ready to play college ball right now. But like you said, just being an athlete, like he played a lot of wide receiver and tight end last year. So he definitely has the speed to come off the edge, and he could do everything that an outside backer could do from covering standpoint to getting to a quarterback and just the knowledge of football. So Samuel would definitely be a huge addition to this class.
Guys, we're joined here by five-star cornerback AJ Harris. I'm going to tell you what, I want to have some fun here. The first person that can share with the audience either on Facebook or YouTube, the first person that I see that actually can tell us what AJ stands for, we're going to give you the first question out of the audience for AJ Harris. But while we're waiting on that, folks, these are things you need to know about this young man. Not only, I think the least important thing I can tell you is he's a 5-star. I know that A.J. Harris works tirelessly on his tackling. He works tirelessly on his craft. He works with many trainers across the Southeast. He's been working with NFL guys for at least the last 2 years. His family has a military background. His mother and father, they've shown to me, met them many times to be wonderful, salt of the earth people. His dad is retired military. AJ's actually spent most of his life, or at least a good chunk of his life, living overseas at military bases. He's got a worldly broad view of the world that takes it a lot farther than football. He was a Kirby Smart MVP camper in those 6th and 7th and 8th graders. And now, along with his boy Pierce Sperling, they're kind of the anchor commitments of the Georgia class. And I think with all this said, I mean, one other great story I want to share about AJ is AJ was kind of an AISA ball hero the last couple of years. He was dominating. I don't know why. Everybody must have had dial-up internet in the Alabama Independent Schools Association, because I don't know why those folks kept kicking you the ball and you kept taking all those kickoffs back. But AJ had this film. He had the offers. He had the cred. And he decided, you know what? I think I need to dial up my senior year for a little bit more. And he moved from AISA football to AHSA football, which is Class 6A, Class 7A, the biggest class in the state of Alabama. AJ, I know you had your reasons for doing that. I know you wanted to check your oil and see what was under the hood, but what led you so strongly to take on another challenge for your senior year?
For one, I actually grew up with a lot of kids at Central Phoenix City. Grew up playing basketball with them when I was in the fifth grade all the way up into high school. So just finishing high school with my friends, but most definitely, I believe that just from my IQ of football to the development of the body, how Central trains, and just the preparation, I believe that it was all needed for me to go into a school like Georgia and to have a great foundation. Central is a great foundation for me. I play competition week in and week out. Hewitt, Trussville, Thompson, IMG this year, a loaded schedule, a national schedule ranked 27 in the nation. When you just talk about having a great foundation before you go into college, that was big for me. And I just believe that just the coaching staff at Central, everybody on our coaching staff has been to the highest level, basically. Head coach, offensive coordinator at Miami at a point, Georgia Tech, our defense coordinator coached in college. He's did everything from head coach. So when you just talk about the IQ of football, to being able to really teach me about the game of football and to know what to expect once I get to a school like the University of Georgia, I feel like it was just the best decision. It was a no-brainer for me. And I'm a competitor at heart. I don't care how many times I lose, I'm coming back again. So for me, it's just more so me being able to compete every week and just get to see what 7A has to offer. Because, of course, with me being at an AISA school, I at times feel overlooked because I didn't play competition that everybody played. But at the same time, I knew that I was training with the trainers needed to be a great college football player. So I knew I had the foundation. I know I had the technique. I just had to go guard people like Camelo English every week in practice. So that was really just the last step for me.
Talk about a great recommendation, or you want to talk about a referral. I remember talking to J.C. Horn, first rounder J.C. Horn, prior to AJ's junior season of high school football. And he said, bro, let me tell you, this kid right here, he's ready to go in the SEC right now. Right now. He could play, he could fit in, he can go in the SEC right now. That was over a year ago, 2 years before he would actually get the chance to play in the SEC. AJ, how much better are you right now, you think, than that guy that was playing football this time a year ago?
I'm a different player. When you just talk about the mentality that I have now, to just the technique and the knowledge of the game that just allows me to play so much faster, from understanding splits to understanding formations and understanding what to expect in certain formations, down and distance. Just understanding the knowledge of the game just helped me a lot. And just being pushed every day and being held to a high standard has also helped me, because it's no days off. It's no days off, and it's instilled a different type of motivation in me to just be great every day. I believe that I'm a totally different player than I was going into my junior year, and it's you will see this year. I can assure you that you will see every week.
AJ, is Coach Nick's going to let you return kickoff? So you got to roll on that team, or what are you doing there?
Stay tuned. You know,
Stay tuned, huh?
Yeah, you know it. You know
it. First of all, guys, the reviews are in, and we do have a couple of winners on that AJ Harris challenge. But first of all, pumped to have you. Everybody's interacting. This is probably one of the best parts of our interview, because people can go back and people are just dropping comments left and right about, how impressive a young man is, this next cornerback to Georgia. Listen to this. A longtime fan of our shows, Philip Jordan Wells, said, "This kid sounds like the next Quay Johnny Ringo, ready to walk over Bama's grave." So I don't know if you've seen the movie Tombstone yet, but Philip Jordan Wells he's making a Johnny Ringo walking over somebody's grave comment. I see a lot of people got it right. The first one I see comes from, first of all, I got to give honorable mention to John Foster, because he said AJ stands for amazing juice, and that might work, especially on game day. AJ's got some amazing juice. But the first one to get it into the clubhouse, the first one to get it was Ryan Pierce. So Ryan, please be sure and drop your question, unless it's something off the wall crazy, like, AJ Harris's bank account numbers, or, whatever that is, type stuff is. You got a legitimate question, I'll make sure we get that one asked to AJ. Lots of guys. Another one, Tom Lavelle, really good one. He said some of the second and third place ones are really good. He says always jacked. Now, I don't know. Do you like always jacked better, or do you like amazing juice better? Which one of those do you like better, AJ?
Man, I'm gonna go with amazing juice for the game. Yeah. Got to bring the juice.
Yep. Lots of people hopping in here. Everybody saying what's up. Tom Lavelle says you sound like a student of the game. Joseph Kennedy says great mindset. Joel Moody says thanks for tonight's interview and letting us dog fans get to know you. Glennis Harris, I know that name. We love biblical names and the meaning of names. Man, she sounds like a really smart lady. Really smart lady. Dana Turk says, welcome to the G, young man. I'm impressed. Tyler Brandt says he's different. Central High, rise up. We with you, AJ. Kevin Flute. And Philip Jordan Wells says, go ahead and pencil him in for a number 5 shirt. Iron sharpens iron. Hey, that's a great question. I'm going to go with that one. The first one I see while we wait on something from Ryan Pierce. You got a number on your mind yet? What number do you want to wear at Georgia? Is it going to be 4, or you got something else on your mind?
That's tough, because not a lot of people know that me and Quay have built a great relationship. And I talked to him on the regular, just checking in. I actually talked to him this morning, just checking in to see how his mental and his body was, because I know that fall camp is very demanding. I just want to check in on Quay, but that's now a lifelong friend. So part of me does want to carry on that 5 for him. But that 4 is something that I've wore since I was a kid. My oldest brother, Daniel Harris, wore that throughout his high school and his collegiate career. So the 4 or the 5, hopefully the 4 or the 5.
Got a few people that are weighing in that you have an amazing smile. So I know Mama Harris is going to be proud of that. Probably some braces or some really good teeth brush or flossing that's going into all that. Ryan Pierce, I'm still waiting. Some feedback. They're telling you to go with Keely's number. That one's a pretty good one. There's some amazing juice behind that number, to say the least. Randy Hall has a question. He wants to know, if you thought about a potential college major, what will be the amazing juice major for you right now?
Now that's tough, because I've narrowed it down to 2. Part of me, like when I used to get injured back in middle school physical therapy has always been something that's weighed on my heart a lot. I just like going throughout the process of starting from just being injured to coming all the way back to the injury to feeling like yourself again. So I would probably say the physical therapy or just business. And I say business because I do have dreams of owning my own business one day, those are two totally different things. But those are just something that I both like, very interesting, that I like a lot.
I'll tell you what, guys, this is the sentiment you should have. If Georgia could sign 30 guys just like this guy, it wouldn't matter how much collectives are out there and how much money is being thrown around. Give Georgia 30 guys every year or even 20 guys every year, kind of like A.J. Harris, and I don't think these dogs are going to lose a lot of not too many football games. Just to reset here, a lot of people are asking, where's he from? He's from Columbus area. This is A.J. Harris, the 5-star cornerback commit out of Central Phoenix High School in Phoenix City, Alabama. Lots of folks are representing. Russ at it says, can't wait to see him lock down Bama receivers. Harry Leggy says the Barners are weeping. You might know this name. I'm going to say his name is Hayes Volts. He says he grew up with AJ. Best athlete I've ever seen and an even better man. When he stopped playing basketball, he gave me all his shoes. Won't ever give them up. So there's a guy that knows AJ well. Maybe Hayes Volts is maybe that's his internet screen name, and AJ's like, who's that?
I mean, I do recall when I was done with basketball, I did give a lot of my stuff away, so I wouldn't be surprised.
DSA1 says, salute AJ Harris. Junior Baker says, get that man a prize, the amazing juice man.
Hayes Volts. I do remember Hayes. That's my guy. Shout out to Hayes.
Yep. Foster Moss says, man, UGA is turning into DBU right before our eyes. Lots of people shut down football Georgia D room. Kirby's visor. Obviously, Kirby's visor knows what he's talking about. This is the type of character you want representing the program. Shanti Pilot says he also sounds like he'll have about 25 picks in his career at Georgia. I'm going to tell you what. Hey, you get 25 picks, and God willing is right. You get 25 picks during your time at Georgia, and there might be a statue of you somewhere around that campus. Harry Leggy says this is a revealing display of maturity. Another one, he sounds like a head coach. This is a sharp kid from someone known as the Biscuit. So AJ, that's probably the best compliment you've ever gotten by somebody named the Biscuit. Young dog going to do big things. Just a lot of good stuff. Another comment says, I like this young man already. This kid sounds like he's 25. I'm going to tell you, man, the whole Harris family is like that. I mean, that is just like that. AJ, I guess I got a couple things I want to ask you before we wrap it up. For you, what does it mean to be committed to this great university and football program? Is that one of those things that you're maybe on your knees about, thankful to the man up above every day?
Man, it almost makes you emotional, or it almost makes me emotional because Georgia was always the dream school for me. And it gets me emotional right now because it's just such a blessing. Like, I know I wouldn't be in this position without the man up above. I know it's none of this success without him. So it just gets me emotional because I know it's all his will. But just the University of Georgia as a whole, from the academic aspect to the fans that bring the juice every week, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's truly amazing feeling to be a dog. And I wear the G with pride already, and I'm not on campus. I wear it with pride. Anybody that goes to Central know that I rep the G every day. And just being committed to a university like that just means so much more than just football. It's just a testament to how great my parents did to raise a young man like me, to put me in this position, for my dad sacrificing his weekends to take me up to Atlanta to just grew me to be the football player that I am today. So it's just a lot that goes into being committed to a school like the University of Georgia, with so many kids that have Persian aspirations to attend a school like this. So I don't take it lightly. I'm grateful and I'm truly thankful to be committed to the University of Georgia. And I would like to thank the man up above, my family, everybody who supported me throughout this process to just help me get here, because I know I didn't do it alone. So it is truly a blessing, and I'm thankful to be committed to a school like the University of Georgia, my dream school.
Questions are like flowing in. I have not seen your question, Ryan. The one who got the Aaron Joshua Harris question right. So I'm going to deputize Malcolm Z. Collins as Ryan's proxy. You drop a legal term in here. Malcolm Z. Collins wants to know, what NFL cornerback do you, his question is, compare yourself to? Is there an NFL cornerback out there that you're kind of emulating, or you're trying to sit there and say, I want a little bit of that? I want to do things the way he does it, the way you want to play cornerback?
Well, to me personally, just because how I am as a man, I wouldn't say that I like try to copy anyone's game, but I do watch a lot of tape. From the old days to the dog himself, Champ Bailey, the best corner to strap it up. Champ Bailey, Charles Woodson, of course, J.C. Horn. J.C. Horn, that's my guy. Shout out to J.C. Horn. Jair Alexander, Denzel Ward. I watch Keely Ringo highlights on the regular. I watch a lot of tape and just see what they do great. And I just try to make my own game out of it and use my own approach. Just add my own flavor to it. So hopefully one day I can encourage someone to want to play like me, hopefully. But it's so many great players out there for me to just try to emulate or act like one. So I watch a lot of tape of everyone.
Couple quick ones. You have a favorite food? I've seen this a couple of times. AJ, you got a favorite food? What's that meal that gives you amazing juice on game days?
Favorite food? That's tough. But me, I'm a homebody. I'm a home type of guy. So I would probably say my mama's tacos, and then, add my own flavor to it. I like seafood, crab legs, crawfish, things of that nature. But my favorite would have to be my mama's tacos.
Tacos, huh? There you go. Taco Tuesday. Is it Taco Tuesday in the Harris household, or is it Taco Thursday?
Man, we have tacos on the regular. It's more than just the Tuesday.
We did get a question from Ryan. He had two. I'm going to just dial it in. AJ, Ryan wants to know, what do you think makes Georgia stand out among all other schools in your mind?
Well, for me, most definitely, first off, the academic aspect for me. They had my majors. For me personally, the academic aspect and the fan base. The fan base is amazing. You can ask Jeff. I've been everywhere. Ohio State, Clemson, LSU. I've been everywhere, and Georgia fans are different. They are different. And
AJ, let's go in the way back. Let's go in the way back machine really quickly. I know you were at Georgia Clemson a year ago. I don't know. I can't remember. You may have been sitting. I think you were probably sitting with like Downs or Justice or maybe some of those guys. I don't know if you were Clemson side or Georgia side, but I guess that doesn't matter now. My question is, dude, what was that atmosphere like? If you didn't like Georgia then, and you looked down on that field and saw the fans and the way they bathed those boys in love after that win, what was that like from your perspective?
It's just crazy because I was on the Clemson side, and when everything was done and everybody was going home, it was so many Georgia jerseys. It was crazy. They just bathed them in love. Go Dogs, all second woof woof woof, all that. So like when you just say like the fans are different, like no exaggeration. Like I love that fan base. They are different. So when you go into that time machine and go back to that game, that's definitely something that me and my dad remember. We were like, wow, like Georgia fans are different.
AJ, did you see the end of that game? I don't know what side you were on, but this was subtle and kind of classy. Clemson's team had to file in really to the tunnel and the concourse right by a major Georgia section. And they didn't boo them. All they did the whole time, and it was a log jam. It was a backup like Atlanta 285 traffic. And all they did was they shouted out SEC, SEC.
I was there. I was
SEC.
on Clemson's side. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
I was on Clemson's
it
side
was
the nation. And I remember it. Me and Ethan were like, these fans were different. Like, Lord.
AJ Harris. Lastly, I want to ask you one simple question for you. This is before the hedges. You'll one day very soon be between the hedges. What are you going to promise that you will step to the field with every time when you're a Bulldog? What are you going to give this team and this program and this fan base while you wear the red and black?
I'm gonna give this university my all. You say a simple question, but when you just play in front of a University of Georgia, a school that just means so much, it's more than just going in and giving them your all. Just to have the coaching staff that the University of Georgia has, I'll do anything for them right now. I'm gonna do anything it takes to win. I'm going to do everything it takes to be ready ahead of the game, from film to putting in extra work by myself to taking care of my body to making sure that I'm healthy. And most definitely just keeping God's light with me. Always letting him shine through my success, because God put me in this situation once again. And every big play, he gets the glory for it all. So just making sure that I just bring my all, play with a chip on my shoulder, play aggressive, fast, physical, just play my brand of football, the University of Georgia's brand of football. That's why they brought me in. And I'm just going to do everything it takes to win another natty as a team. I'm a team player. I want to see us win. And it's bigger than just me. It's bigger than just football. It's truly bringing another national championship to the University of Georgia.
That's the mic drop answer right there. That was amazing juice. That was always jacked. AJ Harris, man, I got to do a show for another 10 or 15 minutes now. After all that, good luck for me. Good luck for everybody else. AJ, genuine pleasure. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate what you do, the way you represent your faith, the way you represent your family. And also, I think you really show a lot of folks that you can be ranked among the top players in the country, but you could still have a humble walk about you every day of your life. And that's one of those things I hope people pick up on you.
Most definitely. Have a good one. Everybody who tuned in tonight, I would like to say thank you. Pray that all is well going your way. And I just appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight.
That's AJ Harris. Thanks, man.
Thanks.
All right, guys. That is Before the Hedges. And I know, what'd you guys think about that, right? I mean, that's one of the best interview guests we will ever have here on Before the Hedges. I'm Jeff Sentell. This program is brought to you by Kroger each and every week. Lots of good stuff there with AJ Harris. Lots of good stuff we had talking about today on Before the Hedges. Now is, I guess, a pretty good time for me to talk about, Kroger. Before the Hedges has been brought to you by Kroger for over 6 years. The message today is, still it's the summer for grilling. Gear up for grilling. Turn up the heat and the flavor with new favorites for every dish over the summer. Kroger has you covered for all your outside entertaining needs. Visit your local Kroger today or Kroger.com/summer-grilling. Speaking of somebody that heated things up and got things going on Dog Nations Before the Hedges tonight, if you're just joining us, you missed a superlative interview with amazing juice, always jacked. Harris, that's the highest rated commitment in Georgia's 2023 recruiting class. He's a 5-star. Lots of stuff there. As always, this program will become a podcast. You can find it on the podcast platform, the Apple Podcast platform. It goes on SoundCloud. It goes on Spotify. You can find it on Facebook. You can find it on YouTube. It's actually streaming live right now on Twitter as well. So there's a lot of ways for you guys to learn about. He's not only the highest rated commitment in this class. It's kind of what I say, guys. And all I need to say, maybe doesn't need to be said much more than this, is that's a future guy that's going to be at SEC Media Days. I have that feeling. He will have the talent, he will have the game, and he will have everything that goes along with that to represent the University of Georgia in front of the stage of the Southeastern Conference one day. Guys, got a few things to get to today. We went extra long with AJ Harris. It kind of feels like that sometime when we get a good guest and we get a great guest and we get things rolling. We want to make sure we carry on a great conversation, but we also want to make sure that each of you guys can get your points in as well, can get your thoughts in as well. Let's do this. I'm going to take maybe 10 minutes to wrap up a lot of things on our show tonight. Very interesting what AJ Harris had to say about Tomarrion Parker. Very interesting what he had to say about Samuel Mpemba, the guys he would love to see join this Georgia recruiting class in 2023. What it means to be a dog, his relationships, the things he will do, how big Fran Brown was in his recruitment. I remember after he committed to Georgia, one of the things he kind of shared with me was he said, listen, man, he kind of told me what it is. And he really represented the job that Fran Brown did extremely well for the University of Georgia, to the point was where he had me convinced that I think if Fran Brown is not your defensive backs coach, your cornerbacks coach at the University of Georgia, then I don't think AJ Harris eventually maybe turns his eyes from other schools and other programs and becomes such a incredible ambassador for the future of Georgia football, like each of you good people heard here tonight. Speaking of other incredible ambassadors for Georgia football, you guys are like, hey, Jeff, what's up, man? Where's my top targets? Let's jump into those right now here on Before the Hedges. We do those every week. We've got some movement, a little bit of movement in the top targets this week. Guys going up. We went back to 10 names right here. The number 10 name on this list is Chris Peale, Providence Day, Charlotte, North Carolina. True 4.3 speed. You guys will read about him soon on dognation.com. Actually works as the running back, the go-to running back, as well as a cornerback for his high school program. Number 9, Anthony Evans III. We're going to talk a little bit about him later. Number 8 is the two guys that are 5 stars that are going to shine together in college. That's James Smith and Quay Rusal, both out of Alabama. Wouldn't it be great if Georgia could add Smith and Rusal to go along with Harris as 3 5 stars from the state of Alabama? Number 6, Damon Wilson. He's going to take an official visit to Ohio State for the Notre Dame game in early September. Georgia is one of his final 6 schools. Not sure when Damon Wilson will come back to Georgia. I don't know if Georgia will get an official, because basically Damon Wilson had an official visit in June when he spent like 4 days in Athens when the Arch Mannings, the Caleb Downs, the Justice Haynes, the Pierce Sperlings, the Raylan Wilsons all came onto campus as well. Number 5, Samuel Mpemba. You guys heard from AJ Harris himself how important and how pivotal Samuel Mpemba could be to the Georgia class at outside linebacker. Number 4 is Monroe Feeling, big offensive tackle, offensive lineman out of the Isle of Palms, South Carolina, and really the Charleston area, Mount Pleasant area there in Charleston, South Carolina. Number 3, a guy that just recently announced his September 23rd commitment date. I think Texas A&M is really there as a lurking rival for Georgia. Number 3, Hakeem Williams. Things with Hakeem Williams are going to be very difficult for Georgia to sign in this class. That's my feeling. Number 2, Tyler Williams, a guy that will make his decision on September the 27th. All of a sudden, September becomes very busy to Georgia. Other names we're paying close attention to: Marcus Steele, Ricky Gibson, David Holmes, Cameron James, Xavier McLeod, Samson Ukalola, Roderick Robinson, Jamarian Wilcox, in-state running back Aiden Williams. And guys, definitely we should go ahead and make an editorial decision right here and add the name Tomarrion Parker, a recent Penn State decommitment, to guys that the Georgia people should be paying close attention to. Where does the class look like right now? Georgia currently has 18 commits, number 4 nationally, 7 on offense, 10 on defense. 4 out of the top 5 highest rated commitments are from the defensive side of the ball. Lots of guys out of state in this class. Georgia has not offered anybody, new in the 2023 class in about 2 or 3 weeks. 0 offers since our last show. And here's a great graphic. I wanted to really rip out really fast some decisions, the scheduled decisions, not the spontaneous impromptu decisions up ahead. You see 4-star Alabama defensive lineman Kelby Collins, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina. 3-star defensive back Ricky Gibson the third. All of a sudden, Tennessee is very strong in that recruitment for Ricky Gibson the third. 4-star defensive lineman Cameron James, another one on August the 14th. Basically down to Florida and Georgia. August the 26th, you have 4-star wide receiver Anthony Evans the third. Georgia, Penn State, Texas A&M. Obviously, the off-the-field development there with Oklahoma and its longtime inside receivers coach will certainly play a factor in that recruitment. We mentioned Hakeem Williams and also Tyler Williams. Still got an official visit to take to Ole Miss, but he has a great Final Five there. Georgia clearly in the mix, and he will make his decision on September the 27th. Guys, that was quickly a way for me to jump through the top targets list, kind of set the stage on the class as a whole. If you guys are just joining us, you missed a tremendous classic Before the Hedges interview with 5-star cornerback Aaron Joshua Harris. If you're just joining us, I would encourage you guys to go back, listen to it, take everything that A.J. Harris said tonight, just the way he is. It's the way he's always felt. I've known this young man and his family for about maybe a little over 2 years now, and it's the way it was the first time I met him. Nothing has changed except he had an internal love and an internal light for the Georgia Bulldogs, and now he just lets it out. He lets it shine along with the other really incredible spiritual light he has in his life. You guys, just want to say thank you guys for joining us on another edition of Before the Hedges. We try to keep these shows underneath an hour now because people can like to get their podcast and they like to have a quick and efficient tempo show. Guys, got more stories coming on DogNation.com. Recent stories on Lost and Lucky. Recent stories on Pierce Sperling III. We wrote recently about SEC recruiting. We wrote recently about the storylines to watch for Georgia in the month of August, and we'll have more content to come on DogNation.com. For tonight, before it comes up a cloud here in my backyard or before things get any darker, I'm Jeff Sentell. That has been your intel on Before the Hedges tonight. Everybody out there, be well. Blessings to all of you guys. God bless each and everybody out there. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for hanging out and chopping up things on Georgia football recruiting for one more Wednesday night with myself and with DogNation.com. It's been my pleasure. Hope it's been your pleasure too. And we'll see everybody back again soon on the pages of DogNation.com. Take it easy, everybody. See you later.